Hi, this is Jody Friedman from mcpactions.com. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to expand your canvas, expand your photo, and hence this will expand your creativity. So thank you for watching, and here we go. The first photo we're going to be working on today is one of my daughter from a couple of years ago. And what I want to do is expand it so that where she's looking off to the canvas, going to the left, that it has more space. So we're going to start by adding some canvas space. And to do that, an easy way to do that actually is to use the crop tool. So let's figure out what kind of crop we're going to do. And let's say we're going to put this in a square format for like a scrapbooking page. And it's going to be a 12 by 12 page, and we want to fill up the whole thing. So in the top toolbar up here in the crop tool, we're going to go ahead and put in 12 by 12. We're going to leave the resolution blank at the moment so it doesn't change and downsize or upsize our picture. Once I get to the edge of the canvas, you'll see we'd be cutting off her head. And that's not good. So we're going to go ahead and then keep dragging this corner point up until it gets up towards the top of the photo. And then you'll see at the top toolbar right up here, there's a check mark. And we want to go ahead and click the check mark. And of course now you'll see the problem is we've got a white canvas because it puts whatever the background color is into that space. And so we've got a plug here as well, and I want to make sure we get rid of that too. So I'm going to go ahead and start with our rectangular marquee tool. And we're going to go ahead and marquee, and I don't want to get the plug, ideally. I want to avoid the plug, and I also want to avoid the shadow area behind her because I don't want to expand that. So we're going to be using this area right here that I just selected with the marquee tool to expand. Next, on a PC, we're going to hold down Control and the letter T. On a Mac, we're going to hold down Command and the letter T. And now we've got our transform tool up, and we're going to take one of the middle little pointers right here, and we're going to drag it to the left. And as soon as I get to the very edge, I'm going to let go. And again, I'm going to click the check mark in the top toolbar. And then I'm going to hit Control D on a PC, Command D on a Mac to deselect my selection. And you will see now we have now expanded the canvas, and the only part where you see a shadow is where it was before, and it's pretty seamless. And then if you wanted to crop in further, you certainly could, using any dimensions you wanted, but now we've got that extra canvas there. So it's kind of stretching the canvas, if you will. I'm going to actually show you on another picture now some other things that we can do. This next photo is again of my daughter, and it's about a year old, and it was from her dance recital. And let's go ahead and say that we want to print this 8 by 10. If we send this to the lab right now, it's a 4 by 6 aspect ratio, which is the same as an 8 by 12. The problem we would run into, and I'm going to go ahead and show you with the crop tool, if we wanted to print this 8 by 10, let me go ahead and punch in 8 for width and 10 inches for height. The problem we would run into is when we go to crop it, we're going to run out of space unless we crop off some of the bottom of her skirt. Well, I like the skirt. And of course, if I'm going to zoom out here, if I wanted to bring it down a little bit so we could have the skirt too, then you'll see I'm chopping off her head, and neither of those is good options. So what we can do is we can actually make sure that our color picker in the bottom swatch is set to white. And once that's done, then you go ahead and you take this corner point and you drag up, just like in the one before. And when we click the check mark, you'll see it added white canvas. Now, since this background is already white, we don't really need to worry about what's going to happen in terms of stretching the canvas. This stretches it for us. I'm going to actually go back a step now so you can see how else we might do this. And again, if I come in here and stretch, and now say I didn't want all that white space on one side, I can come down here a little bit, and then on the right side I can come down here a little bit and go right to the bottom, or almost right to the bottom, and again click the check, and now it's going to add a little bit of canvas on both sides because our 8 to 10 aspect ratio needs more room on the sides for a vertical picture than does the 8 by 12, which is more narrow. So you can see now we've converted this without losing anything. So when we send it to our lab, it's not going to cut part of her head off or part of the legs off that are in this photo. Hopefully you found that helpful, and we're going to show you one more here. In this last photo we're going to work in today, we're going to go ahead and make it look like this woman is looking out into infinity and that it just keeps going and going. To give that illusion, it already has a little bit of that, but to give that illusion, we're going to go ahead and crop it to a 20 by 10. So I come up here in the top toolbar and I put in 20, and then I put in for the height 10 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and crop it, and you'll see again we would cut off her head doing this right now. So we're going to keep going out a ways, and I might even go to the top. I would have to kind of play with it and see, but that looks pretty good to me. So we're going to go ahead and crop it right there. And again, you're going to see we're going to have that white canvas space. And this is actually relatively easy. We're just going to grab, and we have a lot to grab from here because there's no major shadows or anything. And we grab with the marquee tool right up here in the left-hand corner, and we go ahead and we marquee it, and then hit Control T on a PC or Command T on a Mac. And then again, you grab from this middle little spot right here and you drag left. And when you're done, click the check mark at the top and you've got your canvas. And then Control or Command D to deselect. And you can see now we've got this amazing long look. If you wanted to expand it to the top a little bit, if you wanted to give it a little bit more room at the top as well, we certainly could do that and maybe take away a little bit from the sides. So one other look for cropping would be to come in here at maybe, let's do about an 8 by 12. Let's try an 8 by 12. And if we were to do an 8 by 12, so 12 by 8 in here, which is a 4 by 6 ratio, if we were to come in here and do that, and then let's say we want some space at the top too. We could take this top corner and actually lift it up so we're getting space both places. And then click the check mark. The only problem we're going to run into here, we would have already expanded the canvas out because we did that. The only problem we're going to run into here, I'm going to zoom in a little so you can see this, is her hair. We're going to be actually exaggerating that. So we would have to come back and clone that out. So we don't have a lot of space to deal with at the top to expand from. So we would come in here, grab our area, Control or Command T, and then go up. And then the last thing you would have to do, because you're going to see it's quite exaggerated, are the strands of hair. And we would just take the clone tool. I'm not going to do it in this video, but you would just use the clone tool, set to normal, and set to 100% with a soft brush. And you would come in, and you would clone the hairs out. So like I said, I'm not going to do that in this video, but that's how you would handle it. And then when you were done, you would see approximately that's what it would look like, and it would give you a lot more space and a lot more canvas. Hopefully that will help you expand your creativity and how you edit your photos. Works wonderful for indoors in studios if you don't have a lot of space and you need to expand your canvas, as well as outdoors. This was an outdoor picture that's on the screen right now, so you can use it in all types of situations. Thank you so much, and please come back to Jody and hear more of my tutorials at mcpactions.com and mcpactions.com/blog. Thank you.